Okay, so I think we all know that I'm very reading slump prone by now. I don't know what it is. It's just something that I want to break. So a method I have devised for that is very interesting, and I'll tell you all about it right now. Basically what I've done is I have compiled a list. Also, I just want to mention my TBR is atrocious. I have like 5 TBR stacks. One of them is for a video idea that I want to do in the future that I've yet to film for. So that's great. And so basically what I want to do is I have my first stack here, and it's a bunch of these books that I've compiled recently, a couple I've gotten as gifts that I have not gotten around reading. I'm ordering this stack of books that I just showed you from smallest page count to largest page count. So I have the list right here. The book with the smallest page count, I'm going to start with that one, and then I'm going to go in increasing pages order. So like from smallest book to biggest book. That way I build momentum and I don't start off with a big book and just get like into a really bad reading slump, because it's like just such a big book and I just can't digest it, or whatever the reason. Like it's overwhelming. I low-key have like, no, I high-key have big book fear. I'm going to start with Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop, which is this one. Why don't I just tell you guys the order that I'll be going in so you guys have an idea of the books that I will be reading. Oh, the stack is about to fall. So the point of this video basically is how many books from my TBR can I read in a week? I want to challenge myself and see how much I can read, utilizing my time as best I can, because I may be out of school, but I work full-time still, so that takes up a lot of my time. And yeah, so this is the book that I will be starting with, Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop. I picked this book up while I was in Florida recently, and it looked really cute, and what attracted me to it is that it was a small book. And I love bookshops and just everything about bookstores, so this is the one I'll be starting with. I'm going to be reading Build the Life You Want by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey. It's like a self-help book, The Art and Science of Getting Happier. Then I will be reading Thicker Than Water by Kerry Washington. It's her memoir. This is, I just haven't gotten around to this yet, but I really want to, because I loved her in Scandal, and I'm really interested in learning more about her background, her story, how she became who she is as a person. And yeah, very excited for this one. And as I'm naming the books, I'm stacking them in their correct order, so that way the next book I pick up, it'll just be right off the top of the stack. My next book after that one will be Hemingway's Girl by Erica Roebuck. I picked this up at Hemingway's house when I was in Florida recently as well, the Florida Keys. No, this isn't by Hemingway himself, but it's by another author. I'm pretty sure it's fictitious, and it's about, like, on the back I read Depression era Key West, and that just really enticed me a lot, so that's my 4th book. The 5th book I will be reading is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've heard a lot about this one. I got it on a BOGO 50% off sale at Barnes, because, you know, when there's sales, you just have to buy stuff. And this one interested me as well because it's about, I've heard it's like a cozy, whimsical fantasy, so that's what I'm in the mood right now. I'm not ready for like ACOTAR level fantasy yet. My whole ACOTAR series is staring at me constantly, wanting me to read it, but I'm just like, wait, give me a second. So yeah, that is the 5th book that I will be attempting to read this week. I say attempting very, very truly, because you never know, I may not be able to do it. The 6th book in the list is Sociopath by Patrick Gagne, PhD. I started this, I got like, how far did I get into this? I got 28 pages into it, and it was really interesting. I'm learning about this girl. She is a sociopath, and so far she's explaining like what sociopaths are, the origins, and why there's so much controversy around the word and people that are sociopaths. It's given me like an interesting insight on the psychology behind sociopaths, so this is like really interesting. That goes on the bottom of the stack. This is what my stack is looking like so far. You can tell, smallest to biggest. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I started this book as well. I've been reading it some on my phone, and yeah, I'm about like 20 pages into this one. This is Our Italian Summer by Jennifer Probst. Haven't started this one either. I'm very much looking forward to that. Next, we have The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I have gotten 114 pages into this one, but sadly I have gotten distracted, and I know you should never do that with a Tolkien book, but yeah, that's where we are with that one. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Funny Story by Emily Henry. I took the dust jacket off, so it's just this pretty pink cover. I know it's a crime that I still haven't gotten around to this one, but you know, life. And last but not least, I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I picked this up in Florida as well. Beautiful floppy book. I'm loving the cover. It's so cute. And this is the last book. This book has the most pages out of the entire stack. It is sitting at 384 pages. So all the books in this stack are under 400 pages. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get through them. And that is my whole stack. I'll put them up here in written form just so you guys can have like a visual of all the books I will attempt to read this week. Currently it is Father's Day, so I'm gonna try to do some reading today. I'm gonna download these books on audiobook on my Spotify, and I'm going to use that to my advantage to just read anywhere, anytime, even if I don't have the physical book. And I'll try to get it on my Kindle as well, because I have not been using my Kindle. I need to use it because I'm paying for the membership. Okay, so my stack is broken. It's like all over the place because the books just fell on top of each other, so I'm not gonna show you guys that. I'll update you guys in a bit with my thoughts on Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop and my progress on it and just, yeah, what I think about it. So it's 2 days later and I'm not doing this challenge very well because I barely updated y'all and I feel like I've barely read. That's neither here nor there. I am 38 pages into Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop, and I didn't know that this was a memoir. It's a memoir. Alba Donati is a real person. That's her on that cover. I just think this book is really, really sweet. It's a sweet story of the upbringing of this little bookshop in, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Lucignana, yeah, I just can't speak. But it's written in the form of like diary entries, because Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop. Everyday details, just little things that she wrote about during that day. And at the end of each diary entry, it shows, like, for example, today's orders, and it shows a list of books that people have ordered from her bookstore, which is pretty cute. It's like a cute little thing. Anyways, I've underlined one quote so far, and it really moved me. It's on page 22. It says, "Come to think of it, however, isn't it a relatively recent development for women to be professional authors? And if we're suddenly able to make a living from writing after centuries of silence, we probably have a lot to say, and will likely say it in our own distinctive way. So isn't it logical that female authors should have a couple of bookcases of their own?" Yeah, because that makes so much sense, because for so much of history, women have been silenced and not able to express their thoughts and opinions. And she's saying, like, well, it's not until relatively recently in history that we've been able to write our own stories and our own thoughts and opinions. So we're gonna take up a lot of space in a bookstore. Yeah, that's very good. I am listening to the audiobook on Spotify as well. So I'm about 11% through the audiobook on Spotify, and it's really good. The reader's voice is very soothing, very relaxing, and I have a busy week this week. I'm gonna try my best to read. This video might just be a fail, so I might not even end up uploading it, but I have to upload something. So I'm probably gonna end up uploading this anyways, because who cares? Like, it's YouTube. The next, to get a preview of what I hope to read next in this video, is The Art and Science of Getting Happier, Build the Life You Want by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey. This is like a self-help book that I just keep meaning to read it, and I just never get around to it. I feel like every reader has that problem. So yeah, that's a little update for Tuesday, I think today's June 18th. I'm gonna read some more today, probably relax. But yeah, that's about it for today. We're back, baby, and it's been a minute, but I finally finished Diary of a Tuscan Bookshop by Alba Donati. This book is like the sweetest cup of tea you'll ever drink. the warmest hug you'll ever get. This book is so cute. It's a short little memoir, and it details the story of Alba Donati and how she got her bookshop started. It's a little bookshop in, I hope I'm not mispronouncing this, Lucignana, Italy. It's a small little village in Italy, and I wrote a little notes about my thoughts on it. Also, I do want to point out, instead of how much I can read in a week, that week, there's a bird outside my window. Oh crap, it flew away. Dang it. Anyway, so the idea of this book, I threw that prior idea away, which was how much of my big TBR stack can I read in a week? That week has come and gone. That week packed her bags and broke up with me. Like, that week is gone. Like, that was so long ago. You guys know, like, life things happen. So I've decided to make this video into part 1 of a series. Each part of this series, I'm gonna read a few books for my TBR instead of pressuring myself to read as much as I can in 1 week and not enjoy myself at all whatsoever, because I just can't read fast. You guys know. I've decided in this video that I'm going to finish this one and get on with the next 2, which is Build the Life You Want by Arthur C. Brooks and Oprah Winfrey, and the Kerry Washington's Thicker Than Water memoir. So that will be the next 2 books that I'm reading in this video. But for now, I'm just gonna finish up my thoughts on this adorable little book. This book is so good because it's so funny, because the blurb on the back, she's talking to her, I think it's her business partner. She's like, Romano, I'd like to open a bookshop where I live. He's like, right, how many people are we talking about? She's like, 180. And he says, right, so if 180,000 people live there, then no, not 180,000, Romano, just 180. Alba, have you lost your mind? So she's, basically, he's like, are you crazy? We're not gonna have that many sales if it's only 180 people. Wrong. They've built a successful online shop. I even looked up their little bookshop. It's called Libreria Sobre la Pena. I can't talk today. And it's such a quaint little bookshop. I've made it, after reading this memoir, I've made it like my goal to visit it and buy a few books from her, and maybe, hopefully, like, my goal is to like even talk to her one day. Gotta learn Italian first. So yeah, every chapter, it's written, I don't know if I mentioned this already, it's written in the form of like diary entries. So each day that she writes, she starts off with a little anecdote from the past or the present, what's going on at that moment. Stories from her family, stories about her community and how her community has evolved through the years into what it is now, which is such a really fun, cute little town. And at the end of every chapter, there are like, she writes a list of like it's called Today's Orders, a list of books that people have ordered from her online shop. So that's basically it. It's very introspective, talking about her experiences in the literary world, how she got her career started into where she is now. She used to be like a big literary agent in Florence, I think, and she was a book publicist in Florence, but she kind of got tired of that life and she wanted to move to something more quaint, and so she decided to go back to her roots and move in and live in Lucignana and open her bookstore, which is the story of that. And this is such a cute little book. Since it's a memoir, I don't rate memoirs because it's like